Shelby's in hospital again, but from the day she was born, there's been something her mum's been determined to do for her.
When Charlie died, I hadn't ever had him dedicated or anything. That was my one regret. So I thought with Shelby, it was like a time bomb. So I thought, well, I'd get her dedicated.
Vicky's son Charlie was born 5 years ago. He had the same chromosome disorder as Shelby and died when he was 3 months old.
It destroyed a lot of lives, especially my ex-husband's. Charlie was the apple of his eye, and I said, you know, when he died, something in Mark died too. So it was very hard. I still blame myself now. I mean, I blame myself for Charlie dying, although I know it's not my fault, but it's, I suppose, because I'm the carrier, it makes me think, well, you know, I mean, sometimes I sort of feel selfish that I've had any more, but then I've had 2 healthy children since Charlie, so I wouldn't have them.
Vicky's dad has a poem to read for his granddaughter.
Right, this is written by Vicky, and I'll try to read it. And if she can't walk and talk, I pray that this will be accepted by all, and the love she has to give will be returned without ignorance. Sorry. If this child could talk, I'm sure she'd tell you that I will always have my illness. So please love me for who I am and not what you may have wanted me to be.
The other 3 know that Shelby might not live, that she might not make it to adulthood, and, you know, they've pretty much accepted that, so we just sort of enjoy the time we've got with her.
For 2 years, Vicky's looked after all 4 children on her own.
Good girl!
But life's easier since she's met her new boyfriend, Nick.
The one fear I did have was of him walking out and not being able to cope with it, which is understandable in a way. But I wasn't worried about him meeting Shelby and thinking, oh, you know, what the hell's that? Or, you know, it sounds horrible, but being frightened by the tubes, which a lot of people are. He's really confident with Shelby, and he does her drugs, her feeds. It's been like he's always been around.
Tonight, as usual, it's a 45-minute routine to get Shelby ready for bed. She's on 5 different drugs, and Vicky has to connect Shelby to her overnight feed, check her oxygen levels, and plug her into her oxygen supply.
Leave it! You know, once the routine's over of doing everything you've got to do, you sort of walk out the room and you're like... And that's no reflection on her, it's just... It's nice when she's gone to bed. I can relax to a certain extent, as long as no machines start bleeping. Oh, not your shelves, I love you.
Even when Shelby's asleep, her breathing has to be constantly monitored.
What is those 3 letters? What word does it make? Right.
Reese is probably closest to Shelby. He does get really worried if she's ill.
Well done.
She was crying one day and he said to me in the car, oh, she's not going to fit, is she? And he looked round and he went, don't worry, Mum, she's not fit and she's all right, and she's not blue. I said, no, she's just having a whinge. And he was like, oh, that's all right, she did scare me then.
Well done.
At 8 o'clock, Shelby starts to fit.
Shelby, Mummy's here. Mummy's here. Ambulance, please.
Immediately, Shelby's oxygen levels start to plummet.
I've got a daughter who's oxygen dependent and she's fitting. It's been going on for 7 minutes.
The nearest hospital is 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Shelby's now been fitting for 15 minutes.
What was that? Yeah, she's alright breathing, yeah.
The ambulance is on its way.
I'm just scared about Shelby. really scary. Because I really like Shelby.
Right, Princess, we're here. Ambulance for Shelby.
Yeah.
Come on up. Has she stopped, Nick?
What's the history?
She's got a life-limiting illness called partial trisomy 9p.
Right.
Chronic lung disease, heart disease, hypothyroidism.
The paramedics have the anticonvulsant diazepam on board, but they can't give it to Shelby. Diazepam is a sedative which can slow down breathing. It's too dangerous to use it on Shelby as her oxygen levels are already critically low.
Up to a month ago, she was oxygen dependent, like, you know, all the time. And she's now only on oxygen at night. An hour now.
She can't have diazepam.
Now in the safety of the hospital, doctors can give Shelby diazepam to bring her out of her fit.
I can't watch her line going in.
Tell you what, when you get in a chair, you can come and sit down over here.
The diazepam isn't working.
Shelby's been fitting for over an hour. She's in resus. They're trying to stabilise her now. I've just got this horrible feeling, jeez. I can't do this.
Shelby's critically ill in hospital. She's been fitting for over an hour and doctors are fighting to stabilise her breathing. Her brothers and sisters have come to the hospital to be with their mum.
I got a blooming stinking cold. Is my makeup smudged?
Yeah. Where were you
trying to jump
crying?
Doctors have had to resort to a general anaesthetic which works like an anticonvulsant and puts Shelby on a ventilator.
You're helpless, that's the worst bit. You're just absolutely helpless. There's nothing, you know, if you could switch, I know people say it, but if you could switch places with your own child, you would, especially at that age, you would.
Eventually, Shelby's condition stabilises. Doctors transfer her to the paediatric intensive care unit. Next week, we follow our 6 children as they reach their 4th birthdays and start dealing with life outside their families. Zoe has to go through more painful physio in the hope of finally being able to walk.
This is a shoe. Big shoe.
4 sizes too big shoe.
As William's behaviour deteriorates, his parents struggle to control it.
I think most of the time he doesn't really understand no. Therefore, what we're supposed to do with him, he's just a baby. He just happens to be a very big one.
Shelby's fits get worse, and Vicky has to make a life or death decision.
How can I let her go?